Hey guys, welcome back to another Super 6 predictions episode. Midweek football has returned as there are 2 Champions League followed by 4 Championship games to go through. So before we move on to them, let's check out last weekend's summary. Man, I was only 4 points away from my highest tally of 18. Don't get me wrong, it was still a good round. I got 2 correct scores and 2 correct results. However, a few late goals did save me though. Darwin Núñez, his 99th minute winner against Forest was pure madness. Apparently something controversial happened towards the very end. I heard one thing was a head clash, followed by a drop ball which wasn't meant to be one, plus all the Forest players surrounded the referee, and even their assistant got sent off as well after the Liverpool goal went in. So it is what it is. Though it is weird because his very late goal secured me 2 points, which in a way I was quite happy with. But also it would have been good to have seen them drop points so that Arsenal can remain in touching distance of them in the title race. Also, goals from Heung-min Son and Lucas Digne bagged me 10 points. So basically, my game on Saturday was called off due to a waterlogged pitch. So after my gym session, I watched final score on my phone. And the moment Son made it 3-1, not that I was happy about it, but it got me 5 points. But here's the thing. I want points. In fact, I need points to win that jackpot. So I have to be real about my predictions. And I was spot on there. Also, I saw most of the second half between Luton and Villa. It was the 95th minute. And I'm like, ref, blow your damn whistle. And thank the Lord he did. And I was like, yes. But anyway, enough of that now. Let's move on to the first game. Look, fair play to Copenhagen for reaching this last 16 stage of the Champions League, but the journey ends here for them. Not much needs to be said, to be honest. I'm sure Pep can now afford to make a few changes by starting the likes of Julian Alvarez, Akanji, Gvardiol, even their backup keeper, just to rotate the squad and give other players more game time. Whilst also most likely De Bruyne and Haaland will drop to the bench anyway. So the players I just mentioned will have to take their opportunity and to impress Pep. There's not too much about Copenhagen though. They won't get anything out of this game, so I'll stick with my original prediction from the previous Man City game and go 3-0. What I will say about Leipzig is, if they want any real chance of progressing to the quarter-final, they're going to have to produce an absolute masterclass to do so. But will they? I don't think so. Why? Because they failed to score at home in the first leg. By the way, what a controversial ending to Real Madrid's weekend game against Valencia. So it was 2-2. It was the 95th minute, I believe it was. So Dani Carvajal had the ball on the right-hand side, and the moment it was crossed in, the ref blew the full-time whistle just before Bellingham scored. And all the players surrounded him. It was just crazy. I mean, I have never seen that before. It was a first. It was just crazy. Bellingham had every right to voice his anger and frustration towards the referee, which resulted in a straight red. And I feel they will now take their anger and frustration out on Leipzig, and rightly so. I don't blame them. Plus, I don't see Leipzig getting anything out of this game either. So I'm going 2-0 Real Madrid. Yeah, it's obvious Southampton are starting to crumble more under pressure. Preston can smell blood. They're currently 5 games unbeaten, and they're up against a side in the playoffs who have lost 2 home games in a row against Hull and Millwall. So who knows? It could potentially end the same here. I'm sure Preston should be more than capable of doing that anyway. Southampton left it very late to beat Birmingham away from home. But look at the amount of goals they have conceded in recent matches. That should be an indicator that Southampton have a big weakness in their defence, which is where I feel Preston can exploit. This should be a great entertaining game to watch. Though I can't help but feel that Southampton, they're still in a pretty good position. They're not far off from the title race, yet alone second place for promotion. They're still aiming for that. And there's still something about them. I don't know what it is, but there is something about them. So, you know what? I'm going 3-2 Southampton. I gotta say, this has to be one of the most exciting championship seasons so far, because not only is the relegation fight intense, but so is the playoff race. And both clubs are in the mix right now. Middlesbrough are going into this game in really poor form with 4 defeats in their last 5. And they have failed to score in their last 2 games. While Norwich, they're currently unbeaten in their last 5 games. So they're going into this game in better form with much more confidence. And since Norwich have more to play for, they'll take this game to Middlesbrough. And what I'm going to do, I do a little sequence sometimes. So it's like, Middlesbrough did score in the 3 games, then they have failed to score in the last 2. So I'm going to go for a hat-trick of no goals for Middlesbrough. 2-0 Norwich. It's mad how Watford are mid-table, yet they're somewhat still in a relegation fight. I mean, just like Middlesbrough, they are level on points with them, and they're okay for now. However, Swansea, they're 2 points behind. And if other results go against them, they might want to look over their shoulder. Watford are going into this game in really poor form with 4 defeats in their last 5. However, Swansea are going into this in slightly better form with 3 wins and 2 defeats. Yeah, both clubs are starting to feel under pressure they'll do everything possible to drift away from relegation and just win. Simple as that. I mean, I've noticed that neither side have drawn in a while, which is, I feel tempted to go for a draw. I feel this will be, I wouldn't say a high scoring game, but if you count 4 goals as a high scoring game, then that's fine. So I'm going for a 2-2 draw. Last game of the round, I feel like this matters more to QPR because they're currently level on points with Stoke, who are 22nd in relegation. So that's how intense this is. So they'll do everything possible to get a win. As for West Brom, they're okay for now. They're still in the playoffs. And even if they lose, and let's say both Hull and Norwich win, they can't mathematically overtake West Brom. So either way, they're okay. So a defeat for them wouldn't be the end of the world. I mean, QPR, they beat Leicester 2-1 away from home on the weekend. Great win for them. If that game came up on Super 6, I would have gone for Leicester. But you know what? Fair play to QPR. They deserve what they get. They're in really good form. And yeah, they're starting to cook. This is going to be another intense game. Obviously, West Brom would still want to win to cement their place more in the playoffs. So 2-1. That says a lot. I can't lie. That says a lot about QPR now. But this is the thing, right? I sometimes say, so how come they managed to score this amount of goals at that place, yet they only score that amount at home? I might end up saying the same thing after this game, so I'm going 1-1. Also, since these championship games are on Wednesday, their current league positions will most likely change depending on other results from Tuesday night. So come Wednesday morning, let's say for example Preston, right now they're 8th, but if other results went against them, they could end up in 9th or 10th before kickoff. But anyway, those are my round 42 predictions locked in. Feel free to leave your scores in the comment section. Any likes would be much appreciated. And of course, subscribe to keep yourselves updated with my latest content. Hope you enjoyed the video and have a nice week.